Oh, nice, yeah.
I'm actually quite surprised.
Yeah. Good on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bloody damn good cup of tea.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I have hot sauce in my back and sea bags.
Swag.
Hey, you guys. This is Mango Talk.
Mango Talk.
If you haven't watched this show before, then you would know that we do a lot of stuff over here in terms of helping people realize and discover who they really are, okay? And that you are a star, okay? I'm kind of rambling right now, but today we have a special guest, the amazing Jam Boom Boom.
OMG, the amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
I want to just continue with our...
I'll drop the accent, I promise.
I was going to say escapade.
Yeah. We have been shenanigans and escapades behind the scenes, but yeah.
So
this is the process.
I wanted to ask you about your name that we were speaking on before.
Mm-hmm.
The process of how you got to become the Jam.
Yeah.
Boom Boom.
Without really knowing that that's a big process about discovering who you are and claiming your name.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been Jam. They're the first three letters of my name, and they're also my initials. So it's always been Jam.
Yep.
My dad shared a dream that he had of me.
Yeah.
And he saw me like being a basketball star, and like folks were putting up signs like Jam, Jam, Jam. So I've always been Jam. And then the Boom Boom came later with internet culture and like being on the internet too much in 2009 and 2010. And then like, but also at that time being really into like radio. That's when like a radio station in Baltimore, like it was like pop radio. So it wasn't just hip hop. It wasn't just rock music. It was like a blend of everything. And so around that time, it's like 2010, you're hearing like Black Eyed Peas, boom, boom, boom. You're hearing Rihanna, like, yeah, exactly. You hear Esther Day, boom, 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 boom. So I was like, I'm Jam Boom Boom. And I literally just made that in my basement on our family computer.
Or Nikki.
And Nikki, like literally everyone. So I was like, I've always been Jam Boom Boom. And then when I made it my handle on Instagram, this is like around the time I was like, graduating high school and like going to parties. Like I'm a late bloomer. I went to parties in like 12th grade. But like everyone was just like Jam Boom Boom, so it just became like a local, very local, like as in like a small group of people. But then I've just been Jam Boom Boom since.
Wow.
And then later on, finding like the synchronicities as far as like boom, what it could represent, making acronyms. Again, all in the name of like naming myself and giving that a meaning, but a meaning that derived over time. Very much starting like as a childish Gambino, like I used the name generator on mine, but I didn't. But like in that fashion. Not to say that it's so sacred, like.
Yeah, but you nicknamed yourself, as we were speaking about. Yeah. So, with you naming yourself Jam Boom Boom, hey, shout out to the Damn Soul Group. See you commenting in the chat. With you naming yourself Jam Boom Boom, how have you seen everyday life, like let's say, like in the Bible, revelations play out for you? Or can you give a small representation of how you knew, like, the name that you chose for yourself, like who you decided, oh, this is my character, this is who I am, played out, and you kind of witnessed it in real time?
That's a good question. I'm a huge word nerd, as in the etymology of words. So I'm always looking up the root meaning, what culture it came from. Literally everything from the English language derived from Latin. So just understanding what is the meaning of this word. What is the function of it? Every word, almost damn near every word has a verb, adjective, a noun attached to it. So it means a lot of different things. Knowing that jam is literally something that we can eat with our bread and butter, jam. That's my jam. That's the jam. Yeah. I'm in a jam. I'm in a traffic jam. The cogs in a machine jamming. Knowing that it's multifaceted and realizing like I couldn't put myself down into one thing. So let me find the multiple meanings of jam. And then boom boom, obviously like that having its own connotations in like the Ape House way, you know, like the boom boom room, which derived from a movie. Again, it's very inspired, like the name and boom boom is inspired from like what I'm passionate about, like media. Well, starting with stories, but then getting into like film but yeah, you got the boom boom room, you got like boom, like literally like a big explosion.
Like literally the boom. I wanted to say the Boomerang. It's not a show.
Boomerang. I think, yeah.
That was a channel.
The Boomerang. And that was like a nostalgic channel because it was all the old. So just finding the different meanings in it and then like realizing I can't pin myself down to one thing. Like jam has a bunch of different meanings. Boom has a bunch of different meanings. But making sure that I know what that meaning is versus finding it outside. But then when I do find it outside of me, I'm like, look at that. Like
playing out.
Look how it plays out. And I'm just like, whoa, yeah.
It's like your inner universe is being publicly displayed for other people to bear witness to. But this is Jam Boom Boom's world. Like, this is like what you are, who you are because you found yourself. It's kind of funny how when you do find your character, your name, like I say, it's like your avatar.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that avatar for yourself. Everybody sees it and everyone's just like, oh shit, I see you.
Yeah. And I spent a lot of time behind closed doors or in my own mind thinking about who I am and what I want to be versus what someone else prescribed for me to be according to my social security number, according to my birthday.
What they care to like come to you or present to you as important.
Yeah, and that became my origin story, like in a lot of ways.
So this is a dope conversation that's been flowing. So you're into theater.
Yeah.
So, as you talk about your origin story,
get
into that a little bit. Tell us.
No, for sure.
Ooh, okay, and I got another question.
Oh no, sure. Okay, all right. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Okay. It like with everything, the public school system, and the arts not really being like handed to me as a child. It was obviously sports, and I did all the sports. I did the rec room up until high school. And I saw it was time to go to high school. It's a big deal. It's like kind of like our rites of passage in America in a way. It's like, go to high school now. Select your electives, where it's like I get to choose. Like, of course you have. I play oboe. I play band, but I wanted to do something different, like low key oboe. Yeah, it's a wind instrument. No, Squidward played the clarinet. It's like the clarinet, but don't you know that? That's an oboe. That's an oboe. Yep, and we learned how to play that. But I was like, I want to do theater. I always wanted to act. I always wanted to let's see what it's about. So I took my first theater class. Shout out to my first theater teacher. His name was Donald Leonard Lyford Jr. And I know that because we made his name into a vocal warm-up. I won't sing it.
Wait, say it.
Okay, I have to sing it now. Donald Leonard Lyford Jr. Donald Leonard Lyford Jr. Donald Leonard Lyford Jr. Donald Leonard Lyford Jr. And he was an icon legend, R.I.P. He passed away in 2010.
Wow.
First theater teacher. I sat down. I'll make this short, I promise.
No. Whoa.
I sat down in the auditorium. This theater took place in the auditorium. So big ass room, and there's like 10 of us. And it's a mixture of kids, mostly seniors, but also I was a freshman. So I got to meet a lot of different people in that class. I learned, we did an improv scene, and I learned what improv was. Literally, we were on the bare stage, nothing on that stage except for 2 chairs. It was me and my friend who I was getting to know at the time. And they gave us a scene, like where the scene takes place, like an environment, and then our relationship. So it started from there, and then everything else we had to make up. So her name was Jessica. So I sat next to Jessica, and we were on a date at the movie theater. I do this gesture. I'm gonna use this, but I was miming it. So I'm like, all right, let me imagine. There's nothing on this stage I can go off of. Let me use my imagination. So it was fun for me, and it was like creative and competitive in that way. But I put my hand over her shoulder, and I'm looking out at nothing. Mr. Lyford's in the back of the auditorium. So I do this small little gesture where I like mime that I'm about to drink a soda, and I make it really dramatic. I go like this. Mr. Lyford. Now imagine a big white man. Big, William Shatner from Star Trek. If anyone, like, if you want to backtrack and go, like, William Shatner from Star Trek, he's a big thing of Santa Claus without the beard. Big white man, big stomach. You hear this bellow from the back. He goes, huh, huh, an authentic, big old girthy laugh. Yeah. That's when I knew that what I'm doing right here can affect other people. Right. And from there, he kind of took on this mentorship role. And I just continued to do it. He asked me to be in the musical production. I continued to be in theater up until like all throughout high school. I did and that became like the clique. That became my sports because I wasn't necessarily competitive against others. I was allowed to be competitive to myself. How can I be the best actor for me and tell the most authentic story? That's when I really started to get on the roll. And it became more than just like be seen, which is great. You're allowed to be seen, but I learned a lot of transferable skills, public speaking, how to have courage, how to have empathy, walk in other people's shoes through it. And it was just a lot of damn fun.
That is a crazy story. So I kind of go back and really see.
We got technical difficulties. We are live. This is what happens live.
This is what happens when we go live.
Yeah, I think it was that bellow laugh I gave. It was like
Oh,
a ho ho, and then it just fell.
Okay.
Hello.
It looks quite nice.
Great.
Appreciate you.
Of course. About to
Okay.
get clips, huh?
Yeah. So, with your background story that you just kind of gave us.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just kind of got, for those of you guys that don't know, while we also are meeting in person tomorrow, we'll be
Yes.
having a tarot lecture for Jamboom's mythology class.
Yeah.
Okay, and his students, I'll be speaking with him on these different topics around tarot, mysticism, astrology, and I'm very grateful to be able to be here and work with you. And also, we'll be doing inner child healing event. As you guys know, I do inner child healing, and I felt that kind of coming up. So I wanted to kind of talk about your experience, like coming into who you are as Jan Boom Boom. What could you kind of say to your younger self, or what do you think your younger self would really be like? How would they see you versus who maybe you kind of grew up shaping and molding yourself to be or play out versus like who you really are now, being grounded fully in who being in you, like your character, not the character that you try to force on.
As soon as you said inner child and what I would say, I started to hear the world's smallest violin because it was on my heartstrings. It was just like, that is my heartstrings. And we briefly talked about it just on our commute here.
Yeah.
But theater, the technical side of acting, learning how to project, learning how to express, really became kind of like a psychosomatic like rewiring and healing process for me, not realizing that I was repressing a lot of my individuality and a lot of my expression as a kid.
Right.
And of course it's a generational thing.
Right.
And it could be, either in like the generational curse way, but also just in what we're experiencing as a collective coming up. There was a lot of talk about, express yourself, like be who you are, be true and authentic. And I'm thinking, right.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at that like, I can't do that because of whatever circumstance. I didn't realize that they were invisible structures that it had nothing to do with physical. I mean, there were, people who like, oh, you a weirdo, like as far as like bullies or whatever go. I'm not even like giving them any credit when I say that. I never had bullies. Like, I did not have bullies. I just had people who were just like, yeah, I don't fuck with you, but like I will. Right. And that's, right. And it's like, but it was me more so that acting out to just be like, all right, what am I holding back? Or what do they see that I don't see? Because I'm like, I thought I was trying to fit in. I thought I'm just trying to like blend in. Like, what's going on? So to learn the technical skill of how to express, how to emote in a targeted way, I think giving myself a focus and making that target myself, which sounds meta in a lot of ways, sounds metaphysical. And by that, I mean making myself the goal that I wanted to be better at. Like I said, like compete with myself. Again, this is very much my child self. Yeah. So like telling myself like, you did it. Right. There was no way to do it how you envision in your like, how you envision yourself to be, that what you did and to get here, that's how you did it. So I would tell myself like, man, just keep going. Like there is no such thing as a failure when it comes to you. There is no such thing as but just like growing up in any structure, like obviously I mentioned the public education system, there is that idea of like you do become a failure, especially when it comes to money, like capitalistic, so
like the titles that get thrown on you, like if you don't live up to this standard or this idea, and then I just thought about like what class you grew up in, and then if you're not fitting that social agenda,
race. Oh, come on,
race.
Oh man, God. And I didn't really want to touch on that, but it's like that is a part of it too, because these invisible, these ideologies, I call them, which they are, but these ideologies I didn't realize I was going up against until I had to formulate my own. And where I am right now, Saturn return era, that's what it's all about. Like creating that ideology. Yeah.
So it definitely seems like you broke out of a lot of that shit early on. Yeah. Or you kind of were like, this is what I'm up against. It's not so much you against this external thing, even though they try to make you kind of fight that.
Yeah, you got religion.
It's just,
yeah, you got race, you got class, you got all of those things. And realize I'm like, And what the question, it was started with a
Color,
question.
colorism is
Yeah.
just,
Gender,
yeah.
it becomes, my question was just like, this don't seem right. This can't be all that it is. So ever since I asked myself that, it's like that was what propelled that. And again, just starting with myself, like,
Yeah.
and I know that it does sound super cliche, but it's
The
very
cliche
simple when
shit
you
is
know that.
so real. I just
Yeah.
made a post about that. When I was a kid, side note, I used to get, and my mom knows this, I used to get so emotional. I used to cry anytime I see anything go on in the world.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I have a Cancer Venus.
Okay.
So I just feel everything, and I get mad, and the Cancer Mars is like, yeah. And I used to just cry about things that I felt like I couldn't change about myself, about the world, and uncontrollable circumstances outside of me. And I didn't really feel like I always would say to myself, like, I knew I'll never get in my own way. I know I'll do something big. You guys are gonna see I'm gonna change the world. And I didn't know if it was through Black Lives Matter. I didn't know if it was through these different programs that were created. Yeah. And I just wanted to and unknowingly create my own. You know what I'm saying? And now we're doing inner child healing. We're doing mental talking.
We're on your own platform. We're on your own. We're doing your own event and workshop, and that means the world to me.
Yes.
Like, and to support it and to see it and to I can't wait to participate in it my damn self. So I know. I'm gonna say it again. Like, and really taking that ideology from a young age, like, gotta make it about myself, and then carrying it into without narcissistic tendency. Right, obviously I went through all again, a lot of that as a child,
and even
like I have an example of that. Like,
no,
I think
keep going.
I was like,
you're gonna go towards.
I was like 3, 4, and I remember like telling folks like in preschool, I was just like, "You're stupid. You can't do that." Adults would hear that, and they would be like, "Jam, you can't say that to like Luke." But I'm like, no, but they're being dumb in this particular circumstance, and I'd rather say that as their peer than a teacher saying that, because then they're gonna like chastise and correct them. Like, what if a peer like kind of corrected them away? And I was just looking out for them. I'm like, look, if you put your E backwards, that looked dumb to them. I'm trying to tell you, put your E forward, make the hump go forward, not backward. That's dumb. That's stupid.
It was like you were able to see. Yo, that's some crazy.
And so, like, really learning how to like take that back a little bit. Like, all right, you can't tell people they dumb, they stupid, but like.
But you were able, I didn't have any filter. My mom used to get on me about this. She was like, "You can't say this," and I remember I couldn't get in Temple University because my whatever letter you have to write or whatever.
That's Pittsburgh. That's Philly.
Philly, yeah.
All right.
I couldn't get into the school because whatever I wrote in that letter was like so fight the power. Like, it was just some crazy. Like, I literally went right through all the losings, being the fire sign, and I just didn't care. I was like, this is what I came here for, and it was like, yo, Shawty, you can't come here with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I get it. You kind of being aware of the character you were. Like, that's who I was growing up. Like, I just knew who I was. I was like, I'm gonna save the world. I'm gonna help change. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then nobody would knew how to like kind of help me calm that fire. And then I would just like
having people point out to you.
And then I got it. I was kind of in my own way. Maybe I wasn't using the air to be like, "You stupid." I would be like, I would kind of go about it in a different way and like more maybe pick out the emotions and stuff and be like, the thing you care about is dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real life stuff going on, and you care about this, and somebody's not eating right now. Like, I used to get mad about that type of stuff, or somebody's getting like hurt and whatnot, or I care about some things my own family didn't even focus on themselves, and then that's the inner child healing world.
Exactly.
So I like that you were able to see that at an early age, like that character who you were, and kind of help other people get into their stuff. Even though when you're young, certain things are acceptable as cute. You get older, and then we're not able to like truly act out who we want to be as we are because we get repressed.
And I saw that in a lot of, speaking of inner child and dealing with family, not dealing with, because it's not like something I gotta like get up and clock in to do. Even that type of wording kind of gets misconstrued, but like really having my family, the people closest to me, reflecting to me the hardest. And they got their own mind. I got my own mind. We're clashing. But in those consistent clashes, and then it would be cool. I learned what my weaponry system was, so to speak. I learned when I need to shut the fuck up. I learned what. Can I curse on here?
Yeah.
I learned when I need to, not take initiative so much as and draw back and support.
Right.
I actually learned the most about emotional intelligence with the relationship with my mom, with the relationship with femmes in general.
Yeah.
Like that was huge for me and then to understand the archetype. If we want to take it to astrology, like the cup bearer, like holding that cup, like it's
You're
the structure
Aquarius,
of it. Yeah.
being the water barrier of like your own emotions and others.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly it. Exactly.
Like,
and
like,
learning through those outbursts that I had, which
sometimes it was theirs. It wasn't even like your own
that
emotion.
was now we're getting into. I'm feeling like Hall of Mirrors right now because it was very much. Again, it never got violent. I never got physical violent. But no, it would always be of the mind or of the heart, then of the brain, or like whatever I would say. I would be very catty, very sarcastic. This mouth right here, very sarcastic and catty. I can. What's that Bible scripture? There's power in life and death in the power of the tongue.
Yeah.
I learned that as a child.
That's why I never liked Twitter.
Yeah. No, Twitter's just now. I feel like I can be my inner child and be going on Twitter right now, and be like, "You're dumb, you're stupid."
But when I was younger, Twitter used to be so overwhelming to me because I used to like want to say my point,
right?
But it was like everyone's focused on this, and this is what's important. And this is what's important.
Oh yeah.
You're not even cool enough to speak.
Exactly. You have to be in an algorithm first, but it's like I mean, and you know this already. Like clearly, it's shown that like. Whatever the conglomerate is that Black Twitter is, like it's run by folks. It's a trickle down effect, and we know that now. But it's like that was kind of what we were feeling, because that was kind of like our duty to like get in and be ourselves and show. But it's like clearly some people had more clout.
There was peer pressure of like
and that goes to show like the system itself leaking into something that I thought was supposed to be a free for all, which for the most part it was. I just didn't give too much credence to it. My bad.
But that goes back into the narratives. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times growing up, I used to get mad about like certain opportunities I didn't take or things that I didn't do as well. Because I would be like, oh, well, I was supposed to, like, even with not finishing school, I'd be like, I was supposed to finish school and be the first one in the family. And it's like, who told me that? That's why I'm excited to do the class tomorrow, because I have certain questions where I'm like, who told you this? Yeah. Who made you think like this?
That's good.
Because you didn't even. When you were a kid, you probably had a whole different perspective. We're not going to get into that.
That's good. No,
so
for sure.
I also want to ask you, like, just a little bit about that. You know what I'm saying? What narratives do you feel like you have subconsciously kind of like played into, and now you're like, oh, that is not me. And who do you like? How would you? Oh, okay. This is a great question.
Okay. Yeah.
It can change over time.
Right.
But the most basic question is like, how would you describe yourself?
Oh, whoa. Damn. Here we go. Here we go again. How would I describe myself? I gotta ask what context. I'm a context person. I gotta know in what area of life and how, or just in general. Because
we'll talk about it in the film, theater world.
Okay. Oh, thank you. I need parameters. Heavy Saturn.
Yeah, because I don't like that. Don't try to come over here and create your own.
Because I'm gonna pull out something. I'm gonna pull out something, and I'm gonna run this back and be like, when I say that in theater. Oh man, I am theater. Yes, like no. I took my time in it, and I made sure that I went in with myself in mind, not like in an industry sort of way, because it's like that's what I see the difference between theater and film. Mm-hmm. Like again, I'm not trash talking because there's good and bad in both. No. But theater is a grassroots.
Sorry. No, cool. Have you watched the Oz, like the old Oz, when they would be dancing with
No.
Oh my God, that was literally theater and film together. Sorry.
No, that's cool. That's cool. I had like childhood memories of like skipping through it. But I never like sat and watched like Oz the show, like on HBO, or The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz.
Oh yeah, I seen The Wizard of Oz. I think you were talking about Oz because it was a movie about like it was like dudes in prison. It was called Oz, and I thought it was weird. No, I thought you were talking about that. Yeah, okay.
No, but like, Wizard of Oz. And they had like the costumes. Yeah, and everything was like it was literally theater, but they captured it through film. And that's what I want to do. Yeah.
No, for sure.
What we're gonna do.
The Wizard of Oz or The Wiz, because The Wiz is superior. The
Well,
Wiz, the
maybe
all
I'm-
black version.
Yeah, The Wiz. I'm getting titles.
The Wiz is
That's
my,
bad.
for the record, all right, The Wiz is my favorite musical and the best musical of all time. I said it, and I'm ready to go up against anyone.
And we're about to create our own, not Wiz, but our own shit.
Even if we do an adaptation of it, which that is a bag.
Beautiful.
That's a bag. Can you cast me as either the Scarecrow or the Lion? Adaptations are.
We're talking the back end.
My bad. Why am I revealing?
We're talking back end.
But just as advice, adaptations are the bag because I'm all about my own thing. But I'm learning right now a very new discovery. Adaptations are in.
Y'all better take notes.
Adaptations are the new jam. So anyway, I came up in theater as myself. So I literally like thinking of like an entry level position. Like I really did. I was an amateur. I am an amateur. Like I bow my head. I listen, but I observed every single thing. So I like to I feel like I'm just like climbing. Academia is one thing, but I don't like to take it to my head. Like, oh yes, I'm an academician and professor and scholar, because I'm able to. But even like being a scholar is like learning the origins of theater. Like, how did I even get into this thing that I just told my story about earlier in this video? Like, learning about the origins of it, the scholarly research, it really does give me some foundation to stand on in order to articulate the art that I eventually produce.
So then you don't even start producing, which I see a lot of artists do. They start producing from, once again, a narrative that is not even there.
Exactly.
And then they think they're making songs about how they want to feel, and they're making songs just to fear. Oh my gosh, shout out to my Libras. They're making songs really about what everyone else, and shout out to Doja Cat. About what
Shout out to Doja Cat,
about
man.
what
Scarlet
everyone,
is that album. I don't care what people say. Like, what's wrong with folks?
I was listening to a dope reader, rapper with intuition.
Okay.
And she was talking about how Doja Cat actually found a unique way to take every rumor and all the bad things that people would say about her and flip it and make it work for her.
That's what.
And it's crazy because it was kind of talking about like she's like a walking contradiction right now, but in a positive way. And a lot of artists find themselves being the actual walking contradiction, not realizing it because they're going about this like, I'm an artist, this is my approach. This is why I haven't dropped my album, y'all been wondering. Because I felt like I was being forced to not to make it about me, but I feel like I was making. I feel like I was being forced to put out something that was not even my story. It was just going to be about what y'all thought was my story. And it's about what you think. It's about what I think.
Exactly.
So I think that's interesting how you were able to like go do your own research about what is important to you before you actually start to like build it out and and
doing a little bit at the same time and really looking at my own life as my own firsthand experiences, not my professional life, not my career, not my accolades, which I have none of.
Your personal.
Making that the focus of study. And that is the premise of mythologizing. That's the premise of in the academic work, my thesis. But that is an ideology I'm building. That is a scope that I'm looking at that really, to me, it's empowering because I don't need to rely on my name. I'm not a legacy. I'm the first generation college student. I'm a first generation American, damn it. So I like from that perspective, I have nothing or come from nothing, but I have a whole life worth of experiences. How can I make that into my primary source of this is my inspiration? How can I make
this is you describing yourself?
This is thank you. So to say like, and when I mean obviously like joking in my Kanye bag when I say I'm theater, like I can start I can start a company, I can start an industry, and I know my mission statement, my value statement. If I want to look at it a business way, I have my methodology as in my acting approach. I have my I got my business. I know how to like hustle when it comes to that regard. And I'm just like, and I know I have the know-how of like where the well of creativity comes from.
Right.
And I know that
and nobody can tap in or take that from you. That's the beauty of like when you truly are gifted, which was gonna be the original title, remember?
Yeah, okay.
I felt using your gifts and grounding them. We weren't connected to it because it was something else.
That I guess that was a little me being like a little like I'm gifted.
It was
like,
very cringe. It was very
cringe. For me at least, just to think of how I But I guess I would describe myself as like in theater, like I can be the knave. I can be the fool. I can be like the entry level
Like
position.
without anybody creating a limit.
Exactly.
Oh, look.
Exactly.
Boom.
Boom.
The camera comes down.
Hey.
It's like a secret recipe in
It's
itself.
all good, but yeah. I'm gonna take it off the charger because I feel like
We don't
being
need
there
it.
done right. Also,
Okay, it's perfect.
yeah, get my socks in there. Oh, sorry. Oh no.
The lights.
How's that? Oh, the light is blocking.
The lights. It's walking.
Sorry. Well, now.
Oh, then we need the back part to stick up.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. I don't know how you Tinkerbell that.
I don't know either.
That was beautiful.
I have to do something in the back end with that hurt.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Oh, that's all good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ding bong.
So what have I not seen you in?
Oh, we're doing the live right now.
As far as shows go, you probably haven't seen me.
Shout out to the Airbnb.
Hey, no, that's my job. That's my duty right now. Well, in a few months. Yeah. You gonna? Yeah. I'm gonna be at the Hippodrome. I'm gonna be touring.
You know, when I was in California, I was a season ticket junkie.
I'm thinking of Cali actually after this program in next year. I'm thinking of going to
Look
Cali.
at Shakespeare Santa Cruz.
Okay. Thank you.
Outdoor.
Shakespeare, the world premiere. It's a play on words. That's my playwright pseudonym.
Mm.
I don't have beef with Shakespeare. However, you know, I'm just like
How do you feel, bro?
Shakespeare. It's just like, you know, it's like as an entry, like I was saying, like as an entry level, you know, you have to study. You become the knave. You become the knave. You be like you're the fool. You're the amateur. You're the entry level. So you're just handed a manuscript, and it's just like Shakespeare, and I'm like, damn, like, is there anything else? Anyone else write anything? It's like, nope, Shakespeare. Yup, Shakespeare. So it was like that. Even in English class, like I'm sure you know everyone had to read Shakespeare.
Oh, that's why. Be careful.
Oh, sorry, I was getting too comfy.
No, it's fine.
But yeah. So I feel like it's just inundated. The school system inundates you with Shakespeare, and then so me like gaining the confidence, first of all, to like start my own narratives and my own scripts, because there was a time I wasn't writing. I really started really writing in 2020. Literally just 3 years ago. But I've been in programs where, and I've seen others work. There was a specific narrative that folks wanted. They wanted Black trauma. They wanted like gender and sexuality confusing tales and myths. And I was like, I want to write about like robot aliens on Pirate Island. Like I don't want to write about my trauma and my suffering and my lack of fatherhood. Like that, they wanted trauma porn on stage. And I didn't want to write that. So I shied away from it a lot. That's why I really tapped into performing more. But then when 2020 hit, I was like, I had a
They did.
Yeah.
And that's also why I got offered a lot of opportunities to be an actor.
Yeah, sure.
And I declined them.
Okay.
Because I knew that I would be typecasted.
Sure.
And, you know, personified to be something that I'm not.
You know what? You denied them. I accepted them. I was the blackest black. I was the gender fluid, the gay, all of that. I took it all. It was exposure for me. But I realized from doing everything, I realized what I didn't want to do. So because I did everything, and even when it came to acting, but also when it came to like jobs and stuff, like I worked every single job until I realized what I really want to do, and that's work my own business, be my own boss. So, but I had to put myself there. But hey, I feel that. I feel you.
I just couldn't do it. It was certain things
sure.
just couldn't, you know, certain things. I think all artists just can't do.
Yeah.
See, now you got me doing the British accent.
I'm sorry, because I stopped, and now you stopped.
And I started, and then you stopped. Okay.
But shout out to Madame Sita.
Yeah.
But yeah, to finish that thought, like Shakespeare is cool and everything, but like it really made me want to go hard and like, damn, like I want to have prolific works. I'm striving for excellence in this thing.
Yeah.
Not necessarily to say like F Shakespeare, which I'd be feeling like a lot of the times. But you are
describing like who you are is not going to be. You're going to do something that's never been seen before.
And using the folks who've already paved the way at the same time,
because it's great folks still showing love, still showing gratitude, but still it's your lane.
Exactly.
That you're creating.
It's so
you're the new kids. You're a part of the.
And that's what I'll be telling literally everyone around me, even my students.
We are actually the new wave,
We are
which is really crazy because it's happening in real time. Shout out
It's
to y'all that's
happening
watching.
right time, right? It's like right time, right now. It's really happening right now, and that kind of being acting as motivation. But yeah, to wrap that thought up, like it's inspiring, but it's also like, all right, damn, what can I do to like? I want to be prolific in that way. I want to, so
I
let
have
me
one
push my
question.
pen. Yeah,
Okay. Are you ready?
I think I ran out of tea.
Our tea is cold.
I ran out of tea. I actually got it all. Took one
Our
last
tea is
swig.
cold. You just drink it.
Hey, sure. Take your time. I'm gonna look at myself in the camera. I'm acting very natural. Yes. Gulp it. Oh, I like this angle for me better.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Yes, you're both forging your own path. I love that.
Mamacita.
I love you all.
And my
I
flat
love
boss
you.
voice.
We love you guys. Everybody is purging the new path.
Yeah, forging
Forging and purging.
and purging at the same time.
So,
Tell me.
it's time.
This seems to be like the juicy moment. Let's go. Also, we were talking about Doja Cat, and shout out to Doja Cat. Like, I have thoughts, and we can talk about it off, but whatever, yeah.
In what ways have you felt that you have been being a puppet
Ooh, great
within the
question.
film and theater industry? And how have you been puppeting back the film and in
That's so good.
Yeah,
I love
industry.
that concept as like an allegory and a metaphor. We're puppeted in the most subtle ways, in ways that we don't even think we are. But to make it specific to myself, like literally the idea of being indoctrinated. This idea in theater, they have these concepts.
boom.
Boom. No, I forget. Yeah, boom. Right. Thank you. But
You need
it's
like
so
a
subtle.
bottom.
It's so subtle where like folks nowadays they just call it the culture of the place. And I always, even with now know the starting points of culture and culture, culture. Like there's for a real life example, like in the theater rehearsal space. Say like we rehearse from 6 to 10. Every about 50 minutes, there's a 10-minute break. Apparently, these are union rules. Now we know union as in like SAG, or whatever the acronyms are. This is like how actors came together in the big old mess that is Hollywood. They decided to band together because what they're doing is for the greater good, but it's like you're in the system already. So this idea that there are certain rules within how to go about even producing theater. There's apparently there's like it takes
in film.
Exactly.
That's why I don't even.
So
That's
it's like how we learn that's the process, that's the puppetry.
Yeah.
And the folks who are like so with it, like, yep, we have to do this. Yeah,
this
no,
is the
actually,
trend.
you have to email this person to get that person, and then that person, and then it takes 7 years, and it's like,
and it takes 10 years to be successful. Well, that's actually low key true. But
yeah, you gotta give some credit, some things.
But no, there's this stigma around how you're supposed to show up, how you're supposed to align yourself, or just even delegate in the field, and it's quite annoying.
From how you learn how things are run, you then internalize it, and you literally GMO yourself. You artificialize yourself into thinking, and you just to get security, stability, just to be. But it's like, how about me? And then when I came up in it a little bit self-centered, shout out Nikki. I was just like, why do we have to do it that way? And again, that was me again from my childhood of like standing up against authority, questioning just like why do folks have certain and why don't I? I'm like, I'm gonna write a play in a week. I'm gonna rehearse it in 2 weeks. I'm gonna record for radio plays. I'm gonna record it in a day, and then I'm gonna release it, and it's gonna take a month.
I would do films in like 3 weeks, and people would be like, you didn't even plan it out, and now I'm taking 3 years, and they're like, you're taking too long, and I'm like,
yeah,
who are you, my dictator?
Yeah, no.
Are you my boss? Are you going to fund this project?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because at this point, that's the time I feel like we kind of are heading in, where people are allowing hello Doja Cat. If you ever watched this,
hello Doja Cat.
Hello Doja Cat.
Doja Cat is having her hate train or her like anti-artist moment while fresh off the presses of just her being so mainstream. She's having her anti-mainstream, and that's kind of because it's like the Beyonce. Kanye didn't have that until years later. Lauryn Hill didn't have that until years later. Like Nicki,
Beyonce, people just hated her off for it, low-key.
And because Planet Her just came out. Oh yeah, my bad. Shout out to B too.
Oh,
Planet Her just came out, and then a sudden change. That jolt is what people are looking at. And then obviously like the demon symbolism, which captures folks' attention.
Yeah.
I understand the discourse as far as like
Clickbait.
yeah, exactly, and I get it. But that I heard the album.
That
I was
album-
also working out listening to it. That album slapped. I don't get
Every
it's like
song I've
art
heard
speaks
so
for
far, I haven't
itself.
fully dived in because I've been kind of like working on my own album.
Right,
I
right.
kind of
Tuning out the world.
I'm like, I can't listen to your sound. I
As you
respect
should.
it, but
As
yeah.
you should.
But I just already could just feel it from afar. Like you can tell when a person dives deep enough to know what is kind of being projected on them, and they're like aware.
That's
of that.
such an art, and apparently that's an art in Hollywood, where like that is why you have your PR, your agents, and you know, like the rumor cycle was, you know, and then nowadays we have artists who are flipping out their head. Doja Cat being an example of that.
Yeah.
And mostly all rappers, you know, like they
Yeah.
rap about what they hear about in the like Cardi B, press.
Press.
Oh, press. Like it's like that is the art of like.
You saw how shout out to Madame Masita. You saw how Kanye called her industry plant, and then did you see her reaction?
I didn't see Cardi. What
She
did Cardi
literally
say?
was like, "Let Cardi be Cardi," before she turned into the other her. Do you know that she had a tarot page that was open and then she just shut it down?
Who?
Nobody knows this, but I saw it. Like she really had
Cardi?
Cardi was
yeah.
about to start a whole tarot page.
That does not surprise me because she
And
was
then
a
she
whole
just-
personality.
and,
like,
and that's what she said. She was like, "Look, I have receipts. Don't pull that side of her," because she said she was basically. Yeah.
Let's see it. That's what the
But-
point of
but
the.
that's what
the
we
point of the
need.
game. Exactly.
But at the same time, it was messed up because she was like, just let her. She was like, let me just be a mom. Let me just do my thing. You know
But it's
what I'm
like
saying?
we're not coming for your humanity. We coming for your positionality, which is like 4th house versus 10th house. Like, don't no one care about? I mean,
nobody care
we
about
love that
that.
you're a mom,
But
Cardi.
this is look
My
the
bad.
narratives.
Mhm.
No, this is
The narratives.
This is
how they seep into different areas of people's lives.
and you think you're just being you, and now it's like
It's like no,
whose hand is control?
and
Is
it's,
this a voodoo doll?
and it's like that's what we want to get to. We are so obsessed with the idea of puppetry. We're so obsessed with the idea that we're being used. What are we being used for? These are the questions I want to start to ask. Context is huge to me. So yeah, I'm a puppet, but I know I'm a puppet. I'm thinking of the Nicki Minaj music video Barbie Tings, where she literally dressed herself up as a puppet, as a satire to say like you guys are my puppets. Like I know I'm playing into the puppetry. I'm playing into
She is the puppet
be
master
it.
as the puppet.
and know what you're doing, know what you're doing it for. So to wrap up that question,
Seal the deal.
I'm with it. Be a conscious puppet. Like be a conscious puppet. I mean, I ain't no fucking puppet, but it's like, you know,
At
like
this point, that's where we
I
are.
want to play into it. There's witty ways to do it.
And someone said it. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
Someone
yeah, that was it.
Someone said it the other day. I forgot. I think his name was Fire Dragon or something like that. And he was just saying on his social media something about how like everything feels like a sitcom. Everything feels like a crossover. And I always say that's what we're basically doing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we're not making anything new right now.
I feel like once you get to a certain point, you know, and I don't even know why I just started talking about voodoo, even though I don't know about that life you guys are not doing any of that.
Yeah.
Even though people love to project who are actually evil, I see you.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think it's kind of funny, you know, and I'll just kind of start to end the convo here.
Sure.
Just how magical, you know, shit gets when we are playing out these characters, these roles, you know, and we are starting to like present ourselves online and play into these movies and these parts. Like the magic gets real, y'all, and you have to be careful. So I want to ask you, is there any advice that you would love to give to, you know, younger versions of yourself that you may see out there kind of following your path, your lead right now, in terms of like honoring their magic and not letting it be used for what somebody else wants to create them to be? Because a lot of times we're literally being created into like little mini monsters and we don't even know it, and then it's just shout out to Doja Cat again. You gotta go beast mode and like break out of that. So is there any kind of like advice you could give to like someone who's maybe naive and just is out there creating but wants to do their own thing?
Stay naive. Stay naive. Stay in that corner of your room where you imagine the world can't get in there, and keep creating in that world. Don't go to that world and cry. Don't go to that world and cut your wrist. Don't go in that world and create all these hate speeches. Go in that world and literally pick up a pen pick up a toy, play it, act it out, read a book, really get into your passion by yourself behind closed doors, and know that that low key is the real world, and everything that you're dealing with is how other folks did that, but then made it real, and you have the ability to do that too.
Wow. Whew. Is there anything you would like to ask me? I've been giving people this option. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Have at it. Shots fired.
I'm ready. Well, it's going to be a little meta right now because like we're in the process of doing it.
Yeah.
But do you find that these interviews help you out?
Hell yeah. What? Without you guys, there would be just me talking to the camera. And I could just go to Tarot Land for that at that point. Or my own YouTube channel.
And let me be more specific with that, because like help is like help. No, like do you discover? Is it self-discovery in this process?
I definitely feel like it is. I think a lot of times, as we're talking about movies and characters and narratives, it really helps me understand, like, even my positioning sometimes. Like, oh, okay, let me know my place in that person's world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I learned so much. You know, I learned what is called how to be more ethical, or different, you know, techniques for my own business. Like, okay, like how to be more respectful, or how to be more charismatic and creative and not be a puppet. You know what I'm saying? It really helps me understand from like an outside perspective, like, you know, my power and my magic and how I can share that with others and not be afraid of it. So, you know, it definitely helps to have these interviews going. I never thought I would be here. I just was like, oh, I'm gonna do Mango Talk. Like years ago, I was in Connecticut growing up, and I remember my friend, they were making music, and we were starting to have these little events and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, I sat them down and I got like a mic from school or something, because I was in the films. I was in like this film class, and I sat them down and I just started interviewing them, and it was just this pure space of like, people don't have these resources. They don't know who we are. We can't maybe all go to BET or go to one of these record labels and get an opportunity. How can I create the opportunities that we're looking for? How can I use my Leo as light to shine on everybody around me and show them, like, you don't even need all that shit to be a star? And just kind of how we were talking about blocking out that world and going into your own space. It's like Mango Talk and like a lot of the different things that I do is me kind of allowing people into that part of my world where I'm like shining a light on what I feel like is important in the beauty I see in other people, because sometimes they don't see it or it's not highlighted enough, you know what I'm saying? And we're just highlighted on our flaws, and I feel like I'm rambling, but we're highlighted on our flaws, or we're just being highlighted on where we're not good enough as, or like when I was a kid, I would feel powerless because I couldn't change the fact that there's third world countries and people starving and stuff like that. Like it was a way to be able to say, like, well, this is the power, this is the way I'm impacting my community. And now that I'm the Iman Journey, it's like everywhere I go, it's like I can like share what somebody else is doing in their community, in their world, and it's like powerful to me more than BET and watching other people. And you know, no shade to BET, but I have to call something out. I have to say something. I do not appreciate Black Girls Rock. I was a part of Black Girls Rock. I do not appreciate that one of my ideas was actually stolen. There was an idea to I did a proposal. I sent you guys a proposal about 5 years ago or whatever to do a girls film program where we would teach little girls how to film their own stories, and they actually took that idea and started doing it within these last few years. I don't appreciate it. Y'all better holler at me, okay? Yeah. Because I saw that, and I still want to activate the idea on my side and do it. But I just had to say it, especially because I'm alumni. So, and that's a big reason why I do CTM, because, you know, I didn't even know, like, the whole grip of why the title was the title, Club Satanic Mango. But you notice a lot of times for us local artists or underground type of individuals and stuff, we get so used. And then if we don't play the puppet, it's like, fuck us. No. This is where that shit stops.
And advocating for yourself.
Advocating. For yourself.
It sounds like a partnership. It sounds like that's the only way to rectify that settlement is to have a partnership with CTM and BET need to get on the Amal journey.
Yeah,
You know, it's like that
partnership.
partnership.
Y'all need to
It's
get
the-
on our journey. And
Yeah.
you know, it's no disrespect because I don't want to step on any toes. I don't want to ruffle the wrong feathers that don't need to be ruffled. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But it is just we're getting to this point where people are. This is why the writers are going on strike. This is why the actors are kind of like saying fuck this. They're gonna go make their own feature films with us local filmmakers and stuff because we're tired.
Yes.
People are tired of having their intellectual properties be misused and abused, and then you're not even doing it right. Okay, so I just have to put that
It's
out
watered
there.
down.
It's watered down, and that is what we're going to be sinking over here.
And people are
Not
looking
this-
at us.
Not these ships. Okay?
Yeah,
not these ideas. Not these.
So get with the program because
you
it's
know.
like we on the up and y'all on the up. So like meet us because it's like
Because we're really at that point. I know it sounds like cliche the way I'm speaking about it, like it's just all like cringy, but we're really at a point right now where real life artists, whether they got 6 million views or 6 million followers or they got 60, we know our power and we can flip this whole shit if we feel like.
And we don't want to like just we're not looking to dismantle. We looking to partner. Let's partner and let's write the contract and let's know what we do and especially what we don't.
And that honestly,
come on, like we want meat. It ain't all out war. It ain't.
This is the last question I'll put, so we can stop breaking the fourth wall a little bit and getting on.
It's theater. We got to.
Anyways,
I like right through the screen.
Oh, right.
We in people like living room right now. Like, hey, what's up? We actually here.
So, have you guys, and maybe some of you guys can answer in the chat too, watching. What are some people that you guys have seen lately that have been flipping the script? You know what I've been getting at a person that has really been kind of breaking that fourth wall and letting it be known like this is my world at the end of the day. Whether I'm in their world or in my world or whoever's world and puppeting all this shit, I run this shit. For me, the artist has been Keke Palmer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, nah, she's doing the thing.
She's doing the thing.
She's goofy as hell.
She's goofy as
hell, and that is a part of her thing.
Yep.
That's a part of her thing. She made her personality her empire, and it clearly, you know, her awareness. Every meeting room that she went into, every rehearsal, every live carpet event, she was gaining new awareness, cultivating Virgo, cultivating, bringing it back home, Keke TV.
And then Keke, what?
Exactly.
Have you actually watched some of her?
I have not. But shout out to her.
Gosh,
like the content don't really speak to me
right now.
But it's,
when it come back, just let it come back.
I'm sure.
Because I got artists like that and people that it's just not the season to be listening.
Exactly. It's like I see her doing a thing. It was and I hate to bring up some gossipy stuff, but it'd be the personal because it's like, damn, I hate that we even have to know what's going on behind closed doors with that. But that's not what is hindering me from. But it's just like I'll see it, I'll scroll, and I'll be like, go Keke, because like Keke is like our cousin.
Yeah.
Like same age in a way, like our cousin who we get to see every now and then, or we like, damn, our cousin famous now. Like that's Keke.
That's Keke. Yeah, we really watch.
I love to see it, even if I don't watch the
content. From the spelling bee. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, Keke is a great example. Who I've seen
thank you.
Kind of like flipping I think like there's no one who I've seen flip the script.
Or kind of rocking the boat, rocking their own.
It's gotta be Nicki, and I hate to always bring it to Nicki because like.
But
Nicki,
no, it's true. Did you
like
see her
Nicki,
at the VMAs?
Her own thing.
And
I actually don't hate it to bring it always to Nicki, but it's like I like
it's
Nicki has
it's
the Virgo power, and like Sages are my favorite entertainers and artists, but in every domain of everything that I'm interested in, Nicki is paving that way to do so. So to know like even how she got in the game and how she became mainstream was still underground, still anti the way that we even know of any other artists. Like I learned about 360 deals. I learned about contracts from following Nicki's journey. So she's been slowly cultivating it, slowly in every turn business move wise, she reveals how the industry is. Yep. Because her
and I don't even think she innately I don't think she does this on purpose.
I don't think she does it
on purpose.
This is how
I feel a lot of times too with this is how I feel with when you asked me that question before about Mango Talk and how it helps me. That's how it helps me. Because then I learn things about all the stuff that's
You
going
learn
on.
things.
And I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
and that is how I'm being used,
And
and this is how I'm being affected.
And it doesn't
And this is how
dwindle
I can,
you.
yeah, this is how I can affect and use and help other people find their power to use and affect things in their world. That's powerful as fuck.
It doesn't, awareness is shit.
Jackie New is in the building.
Jackie New, she's the truth.
Yes.
We gain new awarenesses, and it doesn't hurt us. It doesn't hinder us. We gain new awareness. We become wider in circumference, our mind. So it's like, that's when you get to reveal folks' character. It's like, damn, did that awareness hurt? Like, damn, now you're not making music no more. Now you're not making, you let one chip on your shoulder stop you from your whole path. Like, how dare you actually? But instead using it in using that in, using it to cultivate your character. I was going to say something along the lines of like taking it personal, but it's like taking it personal to an extent, not stopping you. Hinder, slide, adapt, move like the seasons.
Crawl if you need to.
Come on. And if you crawl.
And it helps you build deep trust. And it also helps you to understand who to trust. And be like, actually I can trust this person. We're not alone in this. We're like really all vulnerably figuring this out. And I think that's a big part of the narratives in this whole conversation.
Oh, there's the kicker. A narrative theater takes two people. Even a solo show.
Trust us.
Even a solo show, you need someone to turn on the lights.
And you need to make sure that they don't carry you and put all the blood water on
It's a collaboration.
Oh,
so that's the kicker. Everything that we set up until this point, y'all too. And folks already know this, but like, that person has their origin story too. That person has a reason why they named themselves too. We're all doing this. Now this can be exciting for folks, or it could be like, man, fuck the world type of thing. And
we don't really have to make it this anarchy. We can make it.
It was never that. Yeah. That's so funny because today I was walking before I was getting my haircut from the Dominicans. Mm-hmm. That was a hoax.
What?
This whole like anti-establishmentarianism, how it was as an aesthetic, not the ideology. Maybe we should turn it off now.
We're gonna go, guys.
Look, who knows what I just said? Satire. I'm Jam Boom Boom.
Shout out to Monty Python.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, shout out to Flight Boss, king of satire. Really making like a cult and like kind of what folks could get into conspiracy, making it satire. Like, really make. And so everything I just said satire. Like an aesthetic. There's something wearing it versus being it and actually acting it out and seeing it in our lifetime. We not in the 60s. We're not hippies no more. We can't do that no more. We gotta be it. I can't tell where we go because we be in it.
All right, y'all. Do y'all have any questions? Otherwise, we're going to close this portal. Okay, and we're going to close the portal.
Closing the portal.
We were drinking tea. We were in a portal of like the 19. What do you think?
Yeah, we were traveling.
30s,
30s, 40s.
The 30s and 40s, Yeah. Otherwise, if you guys don't have any questions or any suggestions, we're going to go now.
We're going to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for this opportunity.
Thank you, because you had to be present.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, and you're welcome. And thank you.
And you.
Go
you don't gotta love me, but
oh, come on! If you're gonna go there,
sorry.
When we get on stage under them theater lights, you're gonna go for it. I'm gonna get my director back. I'm gonna say, so what's driving you? I'm gonna be like, cut. What is driving you? Effie's husband is about to leave her. This is how you react? No, again, take two.
Yo, I got you guys. We'll see you guys on the other side. We're gonna go now.
Bye.